welcome to your week ahead tarot forecast reading. I'm going to talk through the energies of this week by pulling some cards, and I'll ask you a few questions to reflect and journal on throughout the upcoming week. This reading will be for the week of May 23rd through May 29th. Can you believe it? We are almost to the end of the month of May. This has really flown by. So let's take a look and see what cards we have for our upcoming week. All right, so let's see what our first card is. So for our Monday, we have the Three of Swords. I mean, the good news is it's reversed. So on this card, we see three swords piercing a heart, and there's some rain clouds ahead, up above. The sky is really gray and the rain is coming down. So this card often is one of like sorrow and disappointments and lost love and all that good stuff. But when we see the card reversed, I think of it as all these swords are sliding out. So there's an opportunity on Monday for releasing some things that have brought you sorrow in the past and allowing yourself to heal from that. So consider on Monday what you're holding on to that maybe is time to let go. What past hurts are still troubling you, but that you can release and allow yourself to heal from. And what does that healing process look like for you? Maybe it's talking to somebody. Maybe it's doing some journaling. But whatever past hurts have affected you, and this card reversed is an opportunity to do some work around that and find a way to move past it to sunnier skies ahead. So we have some work to do on our Monday. Let's see what Tuesday brings. Tuesday we have the Empress. So the Empress is a nice card for nurturing and showing your self-love as well. So on this card, we see a woman seated in a nice cushy throne. There's a big fluffy pillow and a blanket. The gown that she has on looks very comfortable, like something that would be very snuggly to wear as pajamas. And I'm just really emphasizing the comfort in this card, because after the pain that we're working through on Monday, I think this Empress card is showing up to remind us maybe to take it a little slowly, to kind of pamper ourselves. There's a beautiful scene surrounding her of trees and a river, then a waterfall. So maybe connecting with nature is a way to show yourself some love, or just getting comfy and spending some extra time in bed. So maybe ask yourself on Tuesday, what practices help me connect to my inner Empress? How does she want me to love myself more and show myself more care? And the good thing about this card is the sky is clear. So the storm has passed from Monday to Tuesday, and now it's time to get snuggly and connect more with what brings you peace and contentment. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune after this, which is interesting because I often think of this card as the cycles that come to us and that are often out of our control. So on this card, we have the wheel in the center and clouds surrounding it. So there's that cloud again. This sort of looks like some of the clouds are gray and some of them are a little whiter. So we have, sometimes on this wheel, we're going to go through dark times, and sometimes it's going to be a little brighter. There's a lot of different figures on the Wheel of Fortune card in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and it can give you some fun things to look up if you want to dig into the symbolism of each individual figure on here a little bit more. But together they just speak of the fact that we are on this wheel and constantly turning. So sometimes we have ups and sometimes we have downs. But whatever cycle you're in, it's not permanent. So the wheel is going to turn, and if you're on an upswing, you may go through a period of time where things are a little bit more challenging. But with Monday's card pointing to healing from some past pain, this Wheel of Fortune card is kind of reminding you that maybe to leave the past in the past, and that you're working on opening up a new cycle for yourself. The Empress is inviting you to nurture and love yourself so that you can move forward and spin forward on this wheel to greater things and to better possibilities. So you might ask yourself on Wednesday, how can I best handle or work with the energies that are present to me in my current cycle? So think about what cycle of life it feels like you're in, and what are some ways that you can make the best or make the most of whatever life is bringing you right now. Then next we have the Knight of Wands, but it's reversed. So there's kind of a pause here. With the Knight upright, we see a person on a horse, and the horse is rearing to go. You know, we've got 2 feet on the ground, 2 up in the air, and our wands have to do with that fire. So this knight is in action. He's going forward. He's fueled with passion and desire to get to the next thing. And seeing this reversed, instead of running backwards because he's facing the left, he's running forward. But I feel like with it reversed, we're kind of told to slow down. So we've just gone through something painful that's asking us to sit with it. We're focusing on the cycle that we're going through. And while we are being asked to move forward, we're not being asked to rush forward. So whatever, lights you up and makes you feel really passionate right now, it's good to take some action on that, but not to be too impulsive with that action. So I'm thinking kind of the reversed Knight of Wands almost feels like an upright Knight of Pentacles. Take those careful steps and just be very sure of what you're doing and don't rush into anything. So you might ask yourself on Thursday, what are some careful actions that I can take? Or what should I not rush into right now? So if you're trying to make a difficult decision, this might be asking you to maybe take a second look at that and not make any decision too quickly. And we go from that into the 8 of Pentacles, which we see a figure who is working on one pentacle. They've got tools in hand and they're smiling, but they seem very intent on what they're doing and like they're concentrating pretty hard. And the pentacles that are hanging up already finished, I think of those as being the works in progress. And each one was probably a little bit better, slightly better made than the pentacle before it, as he continues to work on his craft and get better at what he's doing. One card that I really, really love for 8 of Pentacles from the Shadowscapes Tarot has the 8 of Pentacles as a spider weaving a web. And I can't help but think of that as I'm looking at the cards that we've got for this week, because the spider works slowly and diligently, but with a goal in mind. So they don't rush, but you'd be surprised how quickly they can make repairs to their web or improve it if they need to. So thinking of the Wheel of Fortune, the circular motion of that, and the circular direction often that a spider goes around and around and around, even if you feel like you're going in circles right now, you are creating something that might just be a little bit difficult to see. And just like the 8 of Pentacles figure on the Rider-Waite-Smith is continuing to create a new pentacle that's better than the last one, I feel like every time the spider rebuilds and respins their web, they probably make it a little bit stronger and a little bit more practical, a little better for catching insects, and they just improve. So through all of the kind of ups and downs, reversals and upright cards we have for this week, we're just invited to go a little at a time, do the next right thing, and know that you're making progress. So maybe this is professional development progress, where you are working to better yourself, or you're working to build a spiritual practice, or even with your job, you're trying to do a better job than you did the week before. It can take some time to see that progress, so be patient with yourself. I don't think I gave a question for that one. So your question for the Eight of Pentacles on Friday might be, what am I working toward, and how do I see improvements already in this area? And then our next card is the Tower. Good times. This is a fun reading. So the Tower, of course, if you're familiar with it, on the Rider-Waite-Smith, we see two figures who are falling or leaping, depending on how you want to see it, from a tower that's just been struck by lightning. There's some flames. We have this sort of dark gray clouds in the night, but I also noticed that there's a crown on the top that the lightning has struck and removed from the top of the tower. The tower may crumble, but that foundation down below is still going to be there. So there's something to build on from whatever comes down from this tower moment. And it's often things that we can't control. So we don't have a lot of control over the forces of nature or unexpected things that happen to us, but we do have control over how we respond, and what we rebuild from what came down. And often the things that come down are the things that are no longer serving us. So just thinking about this king who has lost his crown, who's being removed from the tower. What if this tower represents a good thing for you in your life? So something that's felt oppressive being moved away, or something that was not serving you getting pulled down so that you can build a better structure in your life in its place. So when you get to your Saturday, ask yourself what your tower moment is, and how is this an opportunity to rebuild something better and more aligned in your life. And then our last card, I feel like I need to, tap on these cards or something, like, give me a good one. All right, let's see what we've got. We do have a good one. So we're finishing up this reading with the Page of Cups. And pages they're learning, they're growing, they're curious. And this particular Page of Cups is standing by the ocean, which is kind of rolling gently behind him. He's holding a cup with a fish that's coming out of it, kind of looking at him. So he's looking at the fish, and the fish is looking at him. And it's a pretty serene picture to come right after the tower. So when I think of this card, I think of the things that we're learning from our emotional experiences. So kind of looking back, and his eyes are facing back to this whole week that we've experienced, and looking back to what have you learned from the Three of Swords reversed, from the healing process? What have you learned from showing yourself more love with the Empress? What have you learned from recognizing the cycle that you're currently in? From slowing down and taking careful movements, from working on your craft, and from whatever emotions came up through your tower moment. So all of these are an opportunity for learning and for growth. And the Page of Cups reminds you that whatever age you are still young at heart, and your inner young self maybe needs a hug at the end of this week, and needs a little bit of attention and encouragement. And take the opportunity to think about what you've learned and what you can apply from these lessons to your next week. Have a conversation with the part of your chart, your astrology chart, where maybe Pisces is, because I'm thinking of the fish here in this picture, and connect with your feelings. Connect with whatever emotions came up through the week. So you might ask yourself on Sunday, what is the first feeling that comes to mind right now? And what have I learned from my emotional experiences this week? So just looking over the cards that we have for the week. On Monday, we have the Three of Swords reversed, an opportunity for healing and for showing ourselves some compassion. On Tuesday, we have the Empress, an opportunity to get cozy and slow down a little as you focus on ways that you can heal yourself. The Wheel of Fortune on Wednesday reminds us that whatever is happening is one cycle, part of a greater cycle, and will not happen forever. The Knight of Wands reversed invites us not to take quick action or go forward with too much passion, but to look very carefully about what our next steps are and to keep our attention focused forward. With the Eight of Pentacles, we are once again asked to slow down a little bit as we focus on doing just the next right thing and knowing that every action that we take means that we're getting closer to our goal, even if it's a small action and the progress isn't obvious right away. With the Tower on Saturday, we're reflecting on those moments where things don't go as we seem or as we hoped, but do somehow help the greater good, and whatever structures are coming down are allowing us to build something more aligned in their place. And then with the Page of Cups, we're invited to use all of the lessons of the week as an opportunity to reflect on how we are learning and growing from our emotions, and just taking some time to sit with the water elements and tune in to our feelings and enjoy the journey and our growth process along the way. So I hope that you have a wonderful week. I hope that your Tower moment is not too extreme and that you heal quickly and well from your Three of Swords at the beginning of the week. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a fantastic week.